Welcome to this DDi CADcast, What's New series. I'm Michael Nolte. Today we're covering what's new in 2014 SolidWorks Electrical. This is part 3 of a multi-part series. Here's a list of the items that we're going to be covering in this third section of the what's new for SolidWorks Electrical. So let's go and dive straight in. Alright, so this first section is wire properties or Equipotential editor. So this is definitely a new item for this year. If you right click over one of the wire segments, we actually get a wire properties, so we can actually get into it from here. Or if we come over a section that's got a jog in it or a bend, notice that we have the two different segments here. So I'll go into one of the segments here. And this is the wire properties. It's got the wire mark set to automatic. It's got the diameter that'll show up in the 3D model, the color that'll show up over there. I can also override the length this year now too, so I can type that in and it'll retain the length. But one of the things that also makes this really important is the Equipotential properties. So rather than just doing one wire segment, the Equipotential, let me move this off to the side here, will actually get me that segment and the jog over here. So all of these at the same level. Now I'm actually controlling the settings within there. And again, makes it a lot easier to manage all your wire and properties all in one shot. This next one is wire/Equipotential label. So if you do a right click over one of the wire segments, and again I'm doing this horizontal one at the bottom, so I have my show hide wire marks, so this is nothing new, so that's still there. But then I also have a show hide Equipotential labels, so I can actually bring those in. It'll bring in the Equipotential label, which in this case happens to be the same as the wire mark, but then also brings in the color. So if I actually go in, and again this is kind of going back to the previous one, Equipotential properties, and I can actually change the color here. Set it to a different color, so I'm going to go orange, hit OK there, and now it's labeled as orange. So this is what it's going to end up being on the 3D CAD model, is the orange color that it'll bring in. So again, it's the two options of showing and hiding wire marks and also Equipotential labels, and that's per segment. So I could come over here and do a show hide Equipotential labels here as well, so I could do the same thing. And again, notice that it carried that orange over. Alright, so this next one is called user data on wires. So again, we're going to go right click and we can go wire properties for one, or we can go Equipotential properties. But you'll notice down here at the bottom you have fields for your own info, so we can actually add whatever we want. It should probably be one word instead of two. And I can also add additional fields if I want to also. So I can say insert a user data, so that's just like that. I can do an additional group. Or I can also do these insert translatable data. And the advantage of this is the fact that if I set my project up with multiple languages, then I can actually go through and have these fields be translated when I say translate it to German or translate it to Chinese. So I'll go and hit OK there, and you'll see that that's a translatable data field there. So I'll go and hit OK. And that will be one of the fields that gets translated. And again, it doesn't show up there. Oh, I think I probably forgot to hit OK there. But easy enough to add additional fields. So the big thing is just the fact that we can store information on there. Let's see. Whatever. Okay. Accept. There's our user data field, and then I can store information there. Okay. Alright, so this next one is insertion of a location outline. And essentially there's new functionality that's been added to the location outline dialog box. So we're going to go and switch over to the schematic tab, go to the location outline. I'm going to go with a rectangular, and in the what's new file, it actually says that it's available for onboard users or onboard users of onboard license types. I'm not quite sure what that is yet, but I'm sure SolidWorks will actually update the help file, the online help file, so that they'll have a better explanation of what that is. Or give us a call on the DDi tech support, and we can actually inquire specifically what that is if you don't have these options. So I'm looking at the onboard options here down here at the bottom. So I can actually do a double border, a thin border, or a filled. So I'm going to go with a double here. And yeah, what the heck, I'll go and do a zigzag there. So what I'm going to do is just draw my location border just like I'm normally. I'm going to take these 3 items and set them into a location. Let's get that onto the screen here. And I'll go and pick one of my existing locations. So I'm just going to move those to a different spot, hit select. And again, this is that other new item that we've already covered, but I can say change location of the components. So I'll switch all those to the new location there. But notice that I get a double border and a little zigzag going in there. And again, of course, my label at the top. So a couple of new items here for the location outline. Alright, so this next one, I'm actually going to combine 2 of them together. Change location associated with 1 or more drawings and change function associated with 1 or more drawings. So I think this is a real powerful one, is the fact that I can actually right click over a drawing, come down to change location, switch it to a different location, but if I actually hold control down and pick 2 drawings at the same time, or if I pick the first one, hold shift down, pick the last one, it'll grab all of them in between, and now I can go and say right click, change location, or I could do change function, and then I could pick out, okay, I'm going to switch all these to a different location, select that, and it'll give me the option to change component location, so all the components on those drawings will change location, only change the drawing location, so the components would stay the same or cancel out. So if I do change component locations, you'll see that all of the location notes have been removed except for my location box, but then now my drawing, I'll get into the title block here, is actually at that location. Okay, and it works exactly the same with the function. So if I had 2 drawings, right click, change function, same basic idea. So if I create myself a new function, okay, so that's an F1 of F1 there. Same basic idea. Change only drawing, and then the function of those parts stayed the same, but the drawing changed to a different function there. Alright, so this next one is called Design Rule Management. So this is kind of a new functionality that they've added in to go through and have it verify things like symbols without manufacturers or non-connected wires. The one I'm going to do is actually a voltage drop check here. So I'll open up the new design rules checker manager. So this is this dialog. I've already got a report in there, but I'll go and hit the add button there just so you can see the full list. So this is the full list of the out of the box, but then I believe you can actually create your own and add. Notice that it does have the search capability up at the top there. Okay, so we're going to hit OK. So we're wanting to see what the voltage drop is for a cable. So we need to add a cable. Currently this project doesn't have any. So kind of in the SolidWorks Electrical True style, I'll go and select a bunch of wires, right click and say associate cable cores. And I'll go and say new cable. And I need a 4 conductor wire. And we found one, so we'll go and add that in. Select it. Okay, so I've got my cable. Grab all the wires, say associate. So now it's associated to those wires that I've selected. Hit OK there. Okay, so there's our cable. But let me go and add some additional info to the cable. So I'm going to go cables, find my cable here again, go to its properties, and I'm going to go and scroll down here a little bit, and we've got some areas that I want to include. So I do want to do calculations, and I'll go and say 220 for the voltage, full load is 15 amps, inrush factor, Not quite entirely certain on what that is, but you guys in the electrical field will know this a little bit more. I'm just going to set that as 4. I believe it's probably the drop or something like that, or the peak for that. But so I'm going to go and hit OK there, close out, and let's go back to our design rules. So you'll actually see that cable show up in here. So voltage, full load, inrush, and then also it'll calculate our peak current there. So as we go through and fill more information, we have voltage drop, voltage percentage, and so on and so forth as we added more information into that particular cable and the entire schematic here. And again, we can generate drawings with those as well too. So we're going to generate that drawing, hit OK there, close out, and we'll go and open that one up. So there's our voltage drop on cable drawing there. Alright, so this last one in this section, part 3, is test circuits when allocating manufacturer parts. So essentially what's new for this release is the fact that we can turn that on or turn that off. I believe last year when we did this check, it was automatic every time. So I'm going to go and add in a new symbol, drop one in, and I'll go and go to the symbol properties, and I'll go and switch over to the manufacturers tab and say search for a manufacturer. Okay, and let's see, I'm just going to do any item, and so I'm going to highlight one of the devices here. And with the device selected above, notice that it gives me essentially what the terminal numbers are and essentially what that manufacturer is set for versus what we're looking for. We're actually looking for a plug outlet and not coil relays. So it allows us to actually go through and select the different manufacturers and see if it's going to be the one that we want. So if I right click over one of the manufacturers, I can actually uncheck the preview matching circuit, so I can uncheck that and turn that option off. So again, it's just kind of more functionality to give us a lot more control over what we're working on. Okay, so I'm just going to add one of those in and select it anyways, even though we've got 2 different types of connectors. If that was the same as a plug outlet, then you would have seen that 2 of those would have been taken care of. But yeah, you know what? Let's go and squeeze one more in here. So we've got calculate the voltage drop for the cables. So essentially, this is kind of just going back to what we covered with the design rules management. And again, it's that ability of going into a cable, going to its properties, and storing the information for applied voltage, full load, and inrush. So those are all new fields this year for us to add information. So it kind of pertains. So I wanted to get that one squeezed in. Alright, so this is the end of part 3. Stand by for part 4 that'll complete this series. For more CADcast topics, check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/DDi CAD or tech blog at ddicad.com/tech center. Thanks for watching.